Intelligence is a concept of considerable interest for educationists, for educational researchers, and for psychologists. This is mainly because of the apparent association of this important concept with the process of learning and education. In the current presentation, we will briefly discuss the implications of multiple of the theories of multiple intelligences for the education system, especially for the traditional education system that is in place in the contemporary world. So first, intelligence has been defined variously, and a variety of definitions have been associated with the term intelligence. For example, intelligence has been defined as a process of learning from experience. It is also associated with adaptability, understanding of a complex situation or abstractions, effective use of reason and emotions. Similarly, the ability to conceive, plan, and act, use of creativity and imagination, objectivity in observation, and problem recognition, analysis, evaluation, and synthesis, and ultimately finding solutions of problems have been associated with the concept of intelligence. Now, there are a variety of theories related to intelligence. The two main types of theories include the general intelligence theory, and this theory actually conceives intelligence as a unitary, general cognitive ability across tests or mental tasks. So people who have this general intelligence will perform across tests in similar ways, and this concept, this type of intelligence is measurable through standardized IQ tests that are in place for the last many decades. Then the concept of multiple intelligence is the opposite view of this, where it is perceived that intelligence is not a unitary concept or a unitary construct, but on the other hand, it is a combination of several cognitive abilities. For example, this theory by Thurstone is where the theory proposes 7 primary cognitive abilities. That is the ability of reasoning, perceptual speed, spatial visualization, associative memory, numerical ability, word fluency, and verbal comprehension. We will briefly detail these abilities. So reasoning is basically defined as insights into rules and procedures. Perceptual speed is the ability to identify similarities and differences of objects. Spatial visualization is the ability to perceive relationships among phenomena, social or natural phenomena. Associative memory is memory or recall capability. So as we know that some people have better memories, better recall capabilities in comparison to others. Efficiency in mathematical problem solving. Again, we can see that certain people have better efficiency of mathematical problem solving than others. And so that differentiates them in terms of intelligence from others according to this theory. Efficiency in rapid word production, which is word fluency. Again, this is another capability that is in the list of this list of intelligences. And verbal comprehension, which is understanding the meanings and use of words. Similarly, there is this more current theory proposed by Howard Gardner, multiple intelligences. And so he suggests 8 types of multiple intelligences: visual, spatial, verbal, linguistic, musical, rhythmic, logical or mathematical, bodily or kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic. So a brief explanation of these. Visual, spatial, actually people with this type of intelligence have strong visual sense, and so they understand or recall by visualizing things, imagining things or seeing things, such as artists, painters, or architects. Verbal, linguistic people with this type of intelligence will have the ability to understand and use language effectively, such as poets and writers. Similarly, musical, rhythmic intelligence, people with this type of intelligence will have insights into non-verbal sounds, such as melody, pitch, rhythm, sound. Logical, mathematical intelligence will help people in problem solving, abstract thinking, calculating, such as mathematicians, logicians, scientists. Bodily, kinesthetic intelligence will be useful in terms of helping the individuals in body control, brain-body coordination, such as athletes and players. Similarly, interpersonal intelligence is the ability to associate with others. Intrapersonal is the ability to understand self. So it's a kind of self-reflectivity that is being suggested in this type of intelligence. And naturalistic intelligence is the ability, is the intelligence that helps individuals to have insights into the working of the natural world, environment, or surroundings. Now, it seems that the theory of multiple intelligences has a sound grounding, and common sense suggests that most people have a variety of abilities and skills, and that actually reflect that there is a variety of intelligences that they have. Now, as we know that, as we said in the beginning, that the process of education should ideally help in terms of using our natural abilities and intelligences and sharpening those abilities and intelligences. But the traditional education system seems to be oblivious to the concept of multiple intelligences, or at least the concept of the variety of abilities and potentialities that individuals have. For example, in the traditional education system, we generally have the philosophy of one size fit all kind of philosophy. So we have uniform curricula in the schools or colleges and even in universities. Then uniform delivery, which is generally teacher-centered deliveries, lecture methods are generally used. And so everyone is expected to learn through the same type of teaching methodologies. Uniform evaluation, then all these different types of students with different types of intelligences and aptitudes are then also evaluated in a standardized uniform through a standardized uniform evaluation system or examination systems. And then we have the concept of compulsory subjects. So as we just mentioned, that some have better verbal abilities, others might have better mathematical abilities. Some might be able to learn through more visual ways and so on. But the concept of compulsory subjects is something that again is an expectation that everyone should learn the same subjects in the same way and should give the same results. So, for example, mathematics is a compulsory subject in most secondary and higher secondary schools. And because of this particular subject, many students fail a number of times, and they even drop out of the whole education system just because of this one compulsory subject. So they might have very good potential in other subjects, but because of the compulsory subject and because of the uniformity of expectations, this can actually lead to very tragic ends for many students. Then the focus in the traditional education system is generally on the logical, mathematical, or verbal linguistic skills. And so the other potentialities, the other areas of intelligence are ignored. And so the reading and writing culture in the educational institutions is actually the outcome of this kind of thinking. The denial of individuality and uniqueness. Again, this is something that generally happens in our traditional education system. So you might be an Einstein, but the traditional education system will require you to actually conform to certain standards and traditions. And so generally the individuality and uniqueness of the learners are generally ignored in this system. The denial of innovation and creativity, so new ways of thinking, are actually denied to this, not just to the students, but also to the teachers and even to the evaluators. The other thing is that this traditional system is very teacher and teaching centered because of the uniformity of the curriculum, the uniformity of the teaching methodologies and the evaluation system. The focus of the whole system is the teacher and the teaching rather than the student, who should ideally be the focus of this system. Then the last one is the lack of focus on the affective and psychomotor domains. So as we mentioned, that the whole focus is on the cognitive domain, and even there the creativity and innovation and originality have little space over there. The focus is simply on this one domain of the educational objectives, and that is the cognitive domain, and especially on memory and recall rather than actually the intellectual development of the students. But the other two domains, important domains of the human personality, that is the affective domain and the psychomotor domain, the development of emotions and the development of psychological well-being and the development of the body or the physical and mental coordination. These are the important aspects that are generally ignored in this traditional type of education system. So keeping in view the new ways in which intelligence has been defined, the multiplicity of and the flexibility in terms of the conceptualization of intelligence, we need to rethink the traditional education system so that it is more responsive to the individual needs and abilities and potentials of the individual students.